welcome back to the Knitting Eillets podcast. This is episode 7 and I'm so excited to show you what I've been working on. But first, I really want to thank you all for supporting my channel, for hitting the like button and the subscribe button. We are now 70 subscribers in the community, which is just wonderful. Thank you so much. And yeah, I hope you like this episode. I have 3.5 finished objects. 4 whips and some acquisitions again, but I'll explain. We are now officially entering autumn-winter season here in Switzerland. It's getting quite cold and windy and rainy. We had a lot of rain in the last few weeks. Almost all the leaves have fallen from the trees, so the nice bright autumn colors are slowly fading away, and it turns into the wintry browny muddy thing. And with it comes a lot of tiredness for me. I'm always tired in winter. I'm always cold almost. It is better since I'm knitting my sweaters, but still I'm cold, I'm tired. I would just love to cozy up at home and have a cup of tea, knit, watch knitting podcasts, and just enjoy cozy time at home. But it's also always the most stressful time at work. In school we have so much going on for Advent and Christmas and everything, and grades to be made and everything, so there's a lot of stress at the same time. Yeah, it's a busy time, but I wish it could be a bit more of a quiet, peaceful time before the whole Christmas stress. I will survive it as every year, so maybe you feel the same, maybe you like the busy November time. Let me know in the comments how you feel about November. Let's start with what I'm wearing. I am wearing my Asthildur sweater from this book I have showed you before, Pullover by Wenke Müller. It is a really lovely book, and I made it all really to pattern. I also almost did the same colors, except for the grey. I opted for a black to have a bit more contrast, and I really like it how it turned out. It is knit with the same yarn that is not available anymore. It's the long Cash Soft yarn. It's a mixture of merino wool and recycled cashmere wool, and I really love this wool, and I'm very sad it isn't produced anymore. I hope they will bring it back at some point, but not sure they will. So it doesn't make any sense to tell you all the colors names, not that I have the ball bands yet. I knitted this one I think last winter. Yeah, I think before Christmas last winter. So it is not a very old pullover. The fit is very good. I really like the fits they make in this book. So I can show you quickly. Get up here. It is just a very simple top-down raglan pullover, and I really knit to pattern, so didn't make any big changes. I did knit the sleeves quite short because I knew this wool is going to stretch a lot whilst blocking it. So yeah, the only change I did is I did a directly knitted down double folded neckline. Not double folded, just folded once. Folded neckline. I just love that. It gives it a lot of stability. It's still flexible. So I really like this jumper. I like the colors. I like the darker tones for winter. Yeah, I love purple. And it's the same wool. I had the rest of it where I made the Linna headband from my herbgardenknitwear. I participated in the Cal there, and it was a leftover from this wool, so I took it to make a matching headband, and I like wearing it. I'm wearing it a lot. Wearing a lot of headbands generally at the moment. It's so windy and yeah. So I love having this cozy sweater. It is not itchy, although I am wearing something underneath, but it doesn't bother me if it touches me somewhere, except for my neck. I have a very sensitive neck, which is why I'm always wearing some kind of scarf underneath my pullovers. And this wonderful black scarf is new. I bought it on the autumn fair in the town where I'm working, and yeah, I'm really happy to have it. Let's go to the finished objects. I finished my Goldwing sweater by Jennifer Steingass. It is done. Totally, utterly done. It sits very nicely. Oh, that's the back. It sits very nicely. It is gorgeous. I love it. It is so cozy. It is so warm. I will not go into details with this one. I had it in the last 3 episodes, so everything you need to know is back there. Just one note, I told you the last time I did 2 different endings. This was the one from the book with the 2-stitch I-cord bind off, and I did 3-cord on the second sleeve because I wasn't looking at the pattern. I was like, oh yeah, I-cord bind off, I know how this works. And yeah, it doesn't matter. No one notices this, so I'll just leave it. But I do prefer the 3-stitch I-cord bind off. I really love it. It is so gorgeous, and I love wearing it. I've worn it a lot. It has the perfect length like this one. I took this jumper as a reference when I reknitted it because I really like the fit of this one and the length. So I took this one as a reference to hold it on top of it to see if it's approximately the right sizes this time. So really happy with this jumper. Just a sip of water. I have 2 more finished objects, but they are very small objects. So easy peasy in between objects. One is this lovely headband with a twist, which is absolutely blown out. It's more of a green, really green color, not the grayish green as you see it on the screen. It's strange. So no, it doesn't want to show the right color. I really love it. I did it a bit wider than the other one I have. So it really covers my ears and the back of my head, like where my head and my neck go into each other. I'm always freezing there, and my ears, so I really did this wide. It's also the long cash soft. I have a lot of this wool left over because when I realized they would they would not sell it, it would not be available soon, I just kind of bought some balls because I really love it for hats and scarves and headbands. So this is the rest of the green wool. It is really not showing well. It is quite green actually. The violet is actually, the purple is showing quite good. These colors are very true to reality. This green, not at all. It is much greener in real life. So this is a brioche headband. It's made in brioche stitch. You just need a band. I did, how many stitches did I do? Need to figure out. It's made with needles 4.5, and I really like how it is. It could be a bit denser. You see, it's quite holy, so next time I would go down to a needle size 4 instead of a 4.5, but I had it with me during my trip to Genoa, and I couldn't change needle sizes, so I just took it with me and I just knitted it in the train. It was a very, very long train ride of 7 hours. So I'm very happy with it. I already wore it today to the stables. It kept me nice and warm. It was 7 degrees, windy, a little bit of misty rain. It was nice and cozy. But I think I will do another one, a tighter one, maybe even 3.75 needles to get really dense fabric to make in the brioche stitch to make another one. And it will get a wee bit smaller, that's fine too. I have to find out how many stitches I used. I think it was 20. Yeah, I originally used a YouTube video for the first one, but I couldn't find it anymore, but I could do it kind of out of my head. Just cast it on the stitches, was like, yeah, looks right. I restarted because first I did 24 stitches, I think, and it was too wide. So I went back, I think, to 20 stitches. I just knit the brioche stitch and the edge stitch. The first and the last one were edge stitches. So I just lifted them and knit them right, and then turned, lifted them, knit them right. Nothing special. And then you kind of sew it together. You kind of fold it in half and pull it into each other and then sew it together to get this kind of twist. But I think you will find a lot of tutorials on how to do a twist like this. So it is nothing special. But I like it, it's very handy, and I definitely need more of those. The next finished object is my cashmere hat, matching to my cashmere cowl. It is, let me see, hello. So it is very warm and cozy, very fitted. I'm not sure if I should have knitted it a bit longer yet still to really cover all of my ears, to have a bit more of a brim. But I like it. It's a wool that really grows a lot. So I really like how this, I just love how it feels, and it felt like it's long enough, and I was afraid it would grow too much. So I still have some wool left, a little bit. So I could like reopen the end here. It's just normally bound off, and add another 2-3 centimeters to it. But I will test it first and see if it's nice and if it fits me. It fits me well, I think. I'm so proud of how this turned out because I had to improvise a bit. I used the Y.A.S hat pattern for it for the beginning. I knew I wanted to have 80 stitches because that's how wide my cowl is, and I kind of put it on my head and felt like, yeah, this feels nice. It is a good size, the 80 stitches on needle 5. I didn't say the wool, did I? This is the Long Yarns Cashmere Light in the color brown. I think it's color 80 or something. And it's such a lovely fluffy yarn. It is really next to skin, neck soft. So if you're really sensitive to wool and you're still struggling to find a wool for a cowl or a hat, can only recommend this one. It is lovely. It is not at all itchy. And for me, this means something. I'm really, really sensitive. So go back to the pattern. I'm a bit all over the place today, but it's how it is. So I used the Y.A.S hat pattern to start the hat because it was a free top-down hat pattern I found, but it was a stockinette. The Y.A.S is a short for yet another stockinette hat, I think. I used this one with this, but I started differently because she starts with 4 stitches on four needles, and my fingers almost broke. I just couldn't manage to to do that. So I started with 8 stitches, 2 on each needle, and then kind of knitted around and then increased and kind of pulled the string a bit tightly, and you cannot see anything. It is, I wouldn't even have to kind of close the hole because there was no hole. So, but she has stockinette, so I started stockinette, as you can see here. I knew I can try it with this yarn because it's so fluffy you can't see it. So the first maybe 4 rounds or 6 rounds. I just did the stockinette stitch until I had like 16, 18 stitches. And then I started the rib pattern, which is 3 by 2. So 3 knit stitches, 2 purl stitches. And then when I increased, I kind of watched for the pattern if I had to increase in a purl stitch or as a knit stitch. And it worked out so well. I just love how this looks. I really didn't expect it to be that well. Yeah, I'm really happy. I can't tell you how I did it because I just watched the pattern and increased. So it looked nice and it came out fine. And once I had the 80 stitches, it was just knitting in the round, 3 by 2. It was easy until I thought it was long enough. It was a bit hard to guess because it really stretches. And it was like when I knitted, everyone asked me in the train, like, is this a children's hat? Because it was like this small. And I said, no, it's for me and it will stretch. And now I didn't really kind of stretch it or block it aggressively. It just went out. I like it and I don't mind. I could wear it as a beanie too if I wanted to, but I don't particularly like that style on me. I prefer it as a snug round hat. I don't like the ones that have this little point at the top. Yeah, I really love how it looks. It's so cozy and warm. I really have to get it off now. So the last finished object, it's more than one. And it's not a big one, it's just, I was just playing around. I did some stitch markers. So I had these shells. I'm not sure where I found them. So I turned them into stitch markers. I have some more. One like this. And I made one in silver. This is really hard to show. Ah, now you can see it. So I really love them, and I thought I want some special stitch markers, and so I just did a bunch of them, and I really like them. So now let's go to my whips. I am still working on my Yvonne MT shawl. I have to admit, when I knit at it, I really like knitting at it. But somehow I'm not really motivated to knit on it. It's just, it takes so much time for it to grow. I mean, at the moment, we are really, oh, that's the back side, sorry. It's really long and I'm still at the 7th repeat and I need to do one more. You can see the progress keepers I made. I thought if I make progress keepers, I would be more motivated, and I am. It helps a bit. I think this was from the last podcast, and see since then, it's not first priority to knit for me, although I really love the pattern and I'm looking forward to having this shawl, but it will need some more time. And there is the thing with the Christmas knitting. And now I broke a needle. I kind of leaned on a 4mm needle and I had to take one off the shawl to put it on the jumper. And I need to buy more 4mm needles, obviously. Yeah, it was nothing wrong with the needle. I just kind of grabbed something off the sofa and then kind of leaned really right on the needle with my elbow, and it was really and it was gone. Yeah, they are not made for leaning on them. Who would have thought? So I will give it more love. I think especially when I finished all my Christmas knits, I have some more to do, and yeah, one big one. So I will come to that one in just a second. But after this, I will really focus. I really want to focus on the mosaic shawl and really finish that one. My next work in progress is my dad's jumper. Can you see it? It's rolling up a bit. Here, no, here. Oh geez, this left-right thing is killing me. So the collar work is finished. I separated for sleeves. I knit some rounds. I will take it to him. I have like 3 centimeters, 2 centimeters under the arm. I will take it to him today. I'm going to eat dinner at my parents' house, and he can try it. And when I see that everything is fitting and fine and worked out, I will do my stockinette in the round thing. And I'm quite looking forward to have this as a stockinette in the round. I love this pattern. It turned out so nice. It is knit with Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino, which is quite a lot more, not rustic, but drier than the fingering Knitting for Olive Merino. So especially this dark brown is really grippy, and this light cognac, that's the color Cognac, it is a lot softer than the brown one, and the white one, the beige, is kind of the same like the Cognac, and the dark one, the dark brown, the brown bear, dark bear, something like this, it's really, really rustic. I hope it will soften up when I wash it in the end. Yeah, I might put some conditioner or something to it, to the bath, so it really softens up a bit. But I'm really happy with how my color work turned out. I kind of feel like I figured out the tension thing, and it doesn't have like bumps or stuff, so it's really even and nice. Of course you have some, but I just really, really like it. And it fits him, so far it fitted him really well. I have to see if the armhole is wide enough for him, so he doesn't feel too restricted. And if this is matching, then I will measure his arms and his length from the armhole down, how much I need. And before I do the ribbing, he needs to dry again. And I was thinking about maybe give it another ball so it has a bit of the body, and then do the arms first, so he can properly try it on with the arms, and then I do the body and the rest. But I have enough yarn. I'm really not afraid that I won't have enough. I think I have too much. I definitely have leftovers from the beige and the Cognac color, so if I have this, I might do him a hat, a matching hat or something, and kind of improvise with patterns. The pattern is, as I said last time, the Hildur pattern from the same book, and it's like this in the book. I again changed the grey for the Cognac because the contrast wasn't strong enough for me. I really like knitting in this one, and I hope to manage to finish it before Christmas, so he will have a nice Christmas gift before his 60th birthday, because my mother, my sister and I planned another gift for him for his 60th birthday. So I want to have this finished for Christmas and maybe give him the hat for the 60th birthday as well, or something like this. So next we have a half finished object, because one sock is finished and one sock is not. So this is the second sock, and this is the first one. It is the Acorns socks pattern by Amanita. Amanita knits. Agata Makiewicz is the designer called, Amanita. So it's the Acorn socks, and Vanessa from the Woolly Worker did was it an Instagram post, I think, where she said she has an October sale, and I saw these and I just fell in love, and they were toe up, and I was so happy to find a toe up sock pattern that I bought it. It's obviously not blocked yet. I just finished it and started the second one right away. And I just love it. It really, you can see the acorn. It's marvelous pattern. And it is my first heel flap and gusset heel on the back here with the gusset, and then the heel flap and turn. Yeah, I'm not too much of a fan of this technique. I have to admit, it took me forever, and there kind of seems to be a number mistake in the pattern, or I'm just too weird and strange with numbers that it doesn't add up for me. She tells you how many stitches you should take at the ends either side, and then how much there is on total, and then how much there is in the gusset after increasing, and it just doesn't add up. So I wrote to the designer and asked her. I haven't received an answer yet. I hope she will answer me, and maybe, I don't think I kind of found a mistake, because I thought this was tested, and this would have been a mistake that someone noticed. I guess it's kind of a basic numbers thing. I just don't get it. I'm really bad with numbers, so I still think it's me. I kind of figured it out. I found someone on Ravelry in the project that had the same stitch count and numbers as I had, and she kind of came up to the same conclusion as I did. So it kind of reassured me to go on like this, and they fit really, really well. I knitted them on a 2.75mm needle, except for the cuff here. I took a 2.5mm needle, and I think, guys, I found the perfect cuff for my toe-up socks. It's a folded cuff, and it's sewed in. At the end, you sew the live stitches directly to the rest of the sock, you could say. And it's stretchy, it's not loose, it has a lot of strength, and I really like the feel of this double kind of cuff. So love it. I will do this to all my socks now, except I'm in a hurry or I don't have enough yarn, but I really like how this feels and how they wear. I had to cast on the second one. I already am past the heel. I'm at the leg now. I have still a bit to go, and then do the pattern, and then the pin tuck, which is a really nice detail, and then this lovely cuff again. I'm so looking forward to have these and wear these. Yeah, they're gorgeous. The wool is I made a little wool purchase. It is Frau Wolldrachen feine Merino Sockenwolle. I think it is the color, let me check the other one. Oh, it doesn't say on the ball band. I ordered two colors. One was the color cinnamon, and the other was the color, how do you call these? Baby deers? Rehkitz? I don't know. Is it a baby deer? I'm not sure. I think this is cinnamon, because the other, but it doesn't look like a baby deer color, so not quite sure which is which, but I just love both colors, so I don't mind which is which. I really love this. It's a very nice tonal yarn. You see it has a lovely soft variegation to it. It is really soft, and it feels really sturdy and nice and cozy. So I'm really looking forward to having these socks, and this one fits so well. I'm really astonished. Not necessarily the heel. I think I could have gone a little bit shorter in the foot here. I did do 0.5 centimeter shorter in the second one, just to see. But I could have done just a normal short row heel, kind of increased stitches and do the short row heel, shadow wrap short row heel, and go on. This heel takes so much longer, is so much fiddly than the other one, in my opinion. And I have a very easy heel, I think. I have not a very high instep. I don't have a very big heel or cornet heel or whatever you call it. I just have a kind of very thin, small, round heel. So the shadow wrap short row heel fits perfectly for me. So I don't see why to make the trouble, to go through the trouble to make this heel if I can have it easier and quicker, and I think as nice as this one. I don't find it particularly nicer to look at. I can see if you have kind of a big heel or something that this might be more comfortable. So I might remember this pattern with this heel for when I knit socks for someone else with a bigger heel, to do it that way. But for me, I guess I will go back to my normal short shadow wrap short row heel. So looking forward to finish this and to just wear them. I told you already about my work-related trip to Genova. I knitted the hat. I took with me the hat I finished and the headband, and I finished them both whilst being in Genova. So I needed something for the way back, the 7 hours. And I bought some sock yarn, some Italian branded sock yarn, and another set of 2.75mm needles. And I started just a vanilla sock, and I really like how it looks with the colors. Just some autumn. I did a shadow wrap, short row heel, and I basically just had the toe when I was in the train, and I knit the whole rest during the train ride. This is the first one I have. When I came back, I prioritized the other one, the Acorns socks, and I really want to do the rip in the same color as the heel and the toe, and I want to try a picot edge rip at the end, and of course folding it double and sewing it directly to the sock as I did with the other ones. I really like that, and I wanted to try that first before going to the rip with this one. The sock yarn here is the Cesia Dahu. It's 50% lana virgin wool, 25% alpaca, and 25% acrylic. And I have it in this lovely color 8112. It's this lovely chestnut brown maybe color, and the other one is the color 8759, which is this lovely dark brown. So I really loved how they look together. Yeah, it is just a vanilla sock. I cannot talk anything more. I do the 3x1 rip, so I really like that one on my last socks I did. So I'm kind of very close to my perfect vanilla sock recipe, and yeah, I love them. They will be very nice and cozy to wear. We'll show it to you next time. I guess by then they are finished or very close to finished. At least one sock should be finished then. So now let's go to my acquisitions. As I told you before, I acquired 2 yarns in October. I just wanted some plain sock yarns, and I was really desperate for some autumn colors. And I saw this, it was kind of a sale at the Frau Wolldrachen on her Etsy shop. It's from Germany. She's a German yarn dyer, I think. And I just loved these 2 yarns. I showed you the other one in the sock. This one is more of a wheat autumn color. I think that's the one she named as the baby deer. I love the color. It's kind of a really warm brown yellowish thing. It really reminds me of how the leaves look like at the moment, like before they turn brown. And I really love it. And it's so soft. It's merino 80% and 75% merino and 25% polyamide. It has 420 meters on 100 grams. And I can wash it with 40 degrees, which for me is kind of a must with socks. I don't often wash my pullovers and vests and cardigans and whatever I wear, shawls anyways. Never wash them, I think, because I don't sweat in winter, as I'm always cold. But my socks I really like to wash, to be able to wash them, and to just chuck them into the washing machine and with the other laundry. I'm looking forward to cast on with this wool next, but I'm not sure yet what what it's going to be. But I bought 2 strands of those, and they were only like 15 euros instead of 19 or something, because there was the sale, so it really was a good deal. Then, as I already showed you, I bought this Siesa Dahu wool in Genova. I'm not showing it again. And in Genova I bought another wool, but I have a bit of a story to it. When Rebecca from the Creobear knitting podcast brought out her stick season sweater pattern, I bought it with a little discount she had on the first weekend. And I just, whenever she showed this pullover in her podcast, I was like, I love this one. I really love. I have the pattern for the care sweater of her. I haven't done that yet, but I really needed the stick season. And I thought with this little discount, I could kind of justify buying the pattern. I didn't have the yarn yet for it, so it wasn't something I wanted to cast on soon. Then I went to Genova and I realized that the yarn there is a lot cheaper than in Switzerland. So I thought, why not buy sweater quantity for the stick season sweater? And that's what I did. I found this lovely yarn shop, Fonta della Lana, I think it was called. They had also this Sesia yarn, New Jersey, which is 100% merino wool. It is so soft. It is a bit thicker than what Rebecca suggests in the pattern. They laid it out for needle 5.5 and 16 stitches per 10 centimeters. But I realized when I bought this yarn that somehow the Italians kind of go bigger, because this is definitely a fingering weight yarn and they tell you to go 3 to 3.5 millimeter needles and 22 stitches. So it might be a sport weight, but I'm knitting this with a 2.75 and I think this is a very good. I wouldn't go up a needle size. I wouldn't want to have it any looser. So I figured out I could take a 5 millimeter needles and maybe get, because I'm a tight knitter, I always mostly have to add on some stitches to the 10 centimeter stitch count. So if I can get to 19 stitches per 10 centimeters, I will be fine. Or I have to kind of figure out a bit with the numbers while knitting, but that should not be a problem. And I just love this gorgeous kind of warm orange, red, autumnal color. I just saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, it almost looks like the sample the Rebecca made from the color. And I really loved when I saw her sweater, and I found this wool. I'm really keen on trying it out. It's so nice and fluffy. I bought 13 balls of it because the meterage was a bit less. It only has 82 meters on 50 grams. I calculated quickly, so I should be fine. I hope I'm not playing yarn chicken. We will see. If I have to, I guess this is quite a big brand in Italy. I guess I could find some more balls of this and order them to Switzerland, even if I would have some shipping costs. I'm really happy with this yarn. It's a lovely color. Oh, I just love this orange. It's the perfect pumpkin orange, I realized. So here we are already with the plans. I will finish my dad's sweater hopefully before Christmas. I want my stick season sweater to maybe be the next one. I might put the one I told you about, the winter sweater with the wool I showed you in the last podcast, episode 6 from Scotland, the bulky weight sweater. I might push it a bit backwards into January, because I want to make a drop shoulder sweater there too. And I have never made a drop shoulder sweater. I don't have a pattern for this other jumper, but I have kind of a recipe book. But I'm not sure yet how a drop shoulder sweater kind of works. And the stick season is a drop shoulder sweater, so I might do that one first, get into the whole construction of a drop shoulder, and then I could knit the other one with the recipe book I already have, which would spare me to buy another pattern. So because I want to do a very basic drop shoulder sweater with the other one. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. And then I received, sorry for the rustling noise, I received something. I received my Bird Street yarn calendar. Oh, let's see if I can manage this without everything falling out. I'm so excited for this one. This year is my first year with a yarn advent calendar. Last year I wasn't aware there is such a thing. So I will show you this again. It's Bird Street yarn. I saw them on Instagram. I heard of them in other podcasts. And somehow at the beginning of May, I stumbled over their advertisement for their yarn advent calendar, which they had a lovely autumnal photo with it, and the theme is kind of autumn. I ordered a DK weight calendar, and they will email me pattern. They will be emailed to me, the patterns for yarn advent calendars. They have like a lot of things. I don't think that there is yarn in every one of them, because this feels not like yarn. This very much does. But they have 4 kinds of, I'm not sure if it's 50 or 100 gram skeins. And of course a lot of smaller ones. So I'm really looking forward to opening this one up. And I just put it away in a corner so I'm not tempted to kind of go and feel all the packages, which I love to do since I'm a child. I always go and kind of do this one and guess what is inside the package. I'm a bit of a nosy gal sometimes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. And the second calendar from the Scrappy Yarn Advent Swap from the Crea Bear is arriving, or has arrived, at my package station, and I will go and get it tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday. On Monday. And yeah, looking forward to this one too. From the lovely Christine from Knit and See Knitting Podcast here on YouTube. I already told you, I think it was in the 5th episode, that we do the yarn swap advent calendar, and I'm looking forward to it. I already told you my plans. There are not much plans. I have a lot to do till Christmas. I want to start some fingerless mitts for my mom, also for Christmas, if possible. I still have some yarn leftovers from her vest, from my favorite things knitwear. What was it called? Vest number 2, spring edition, maybe. And this teal, which looks more bluish at the moment, this teal color from the Knitting for Life merino and mohair is left over, and I hope I can make her some fingerless mitts out of it. I'm not sure there is enough wool. If I've not left enough of it, I might just do the ribbing of the thumb or so with this one, or I might just take another wool from Stash to do the ribbing, something matching, beige, grey. I'll find something. But I will prioritize my dad's sweater, and yeah, I really want my Acorns socks. But after I finish my Acorns socks, my second one, I think I will start those and see how it goes. I still have some time left. Otherwise, there's not much to tell you. I've been working a lot, I've been traveling. The only thing left to say is, if you want to contact me in any way, you can do this on Instagram. I'm knitting_Eillets. I'm not yet sure if it's really called underscore in English, but haven't found another word for it. So far, I'm taking what I found. I always put it here, you can see it. So knitting_Eillets, you can send me a message there if you want to. You can find me on Ravelry as Eillets. You can also send me a message there, or you can comment down below in the video. And yeah, I'm not sure if I'm doing a Vlogmas thing. It seems to be kind of a big thing in the knitting podcast YouTuber community. I'm not that much of a Christmas fan. I like being with my family and the quiet time I get, but the Christmas itself, the whole feast and decorations and everything. I decorate, of course, but not the biggest fan, so I'm not sure if I have something to do to vlog about. I'm not sure how to do a vlog. I never did one. I'm not promising a vlogmas or a vlog thingy in December, but I think I will open up a parcel of my calendars every day, and I might do a photo every day on Instagram. Yeah, we'll see. I'm leaning towards this, just photographing what I'm getting and putting it in my story, or to just show you what I get every day. I think this might be much more interesting than a vlog mess about I don't know what. I thought about doing a how to style your knitwear video. It seems to be a thing that a lot of people knit and they don't know how to wear their knits, which for me is not a problem at all. I heard about shawl, jumpers, when to wear them, can I wear them to work, whatever. So I'm thinking about doing something about this. Not sure if you want to see that, not that I'm kind of a style expert or a very fashionable kind of lass. I can do it if you want to. Let me know in the comments. And yeah, please like and subscribe to my channel and like the video, that way around, so we can grow our community. I would really love that. See you next time. Bye.